Hey, Tycoon here, and I want to share something with you really quickly, right? It's something that I don't think many people will actually share. I don't think there's many people that will talk about some of the stuff that I've been talking about. And the reason why I am comfortable with talking about it and why I put so much of this stuff out here is because I want to give you as much as possible. I want to give you things that I wish I knew like much earlier in life, because the dynamic could have been so much different. And one of the things I want to talk to you today about is the concept of living off of less. So what do I mean by that? By that, I mean living off of less money. So let's say you get in 100%, right? After you pay your taxes, actually, that's it. So after you pay your taxes. So 100% of what you get in, make it a goal to get to a point where you can live off of just 30% of that, right? 30%, the other 70% you invest, right? The other 70% you put into other things that are going to generate you money, or, right, if you're someone who would prefer to donate to charities or maybe give to your church, then that's fine too. The whole concept of this is getting yourself comfortable and disciplined enough to a point where you are living off of 30% of what you bring in, right? Now, I first heard of this concept from my mom. Excuse me. I just had some green curry and I told them to make it extra spicy, so I'm still playing around with that. But so I first heard of this concept from my mom, Al Precious Cohen, and I don't know, man, I must have been like a teenager when she talked about like how she would budget her money and write everything down so that when she spent it, she knew exactly where it was going. She had this concept of this belief of writing down what you spent so that you can be accountable for it, right? Now, when I heard her talk about this stuff as a teenager, it didn't really register because we grew up extremely poor. As many, you may know my story, right? Growing up in one of the roughest like ghettos in northeastern U.S. here, and just growing up really poor, right? So not having a lot of money, not having resources. But even with that, still, like her having this philosophy of writing everything down, being accountable, setting budgets, and then like living off of 30% of what you bring in. I always thought that was interesting, right? Even as I was working at Walgreens Pharmacy, not making a lot of money, I thought that was interesting, and it became kind of normal to me to discipline myself and discipline my spending habits, right? Buying the things that were necessary and kind of looking at each purchase and saying, is this something that I really need, or is it something that I want, right? And trust me, when you don't have a lot of money, it looks like everything seems like it's something that you need, right? Everything seems good or attractive. And then years later, I heard about the same concept of living off of 30%, and then saving and investing the other 70%, or again, if you want to give to your church or to charities, then that's fine. But key here is getting yourself to the point where you're okay with living off of 30%. I've been heard about this concept later in life, right? Maybe, man, almost 2 decades later, or probably about a decade later, by listening to an audio by T. Harv Eker. And if you don't know who T. Harv Eker is, it's T and then Harv, H-A-R-V, and then Eker, I think is E-K-E-R-T, Eker. Go in to study some of his stuff, because he talked about the same exact thing. And then he took it to the next level. And that is, getting yourself to a point where you're now making so much money that you're not only able to live off of 30%, but you're able to live off of 10%, and then 5%, and then like 1%, and then like 0.1% because you're making so much. And you have that 99%, let's say if you're living off of 1%, that 99% can go towards other things like giving back and helping people out and giving to your churches and your charities, and putting money into places where it's going to now start to grow and make other money for you. So it was just something that I was thinking about. Me and my wife were talking about this earlier today, as we were out, and we practice this to this day, living off of as little as you can, meaning as little as what you bring in as you can, right? And being very disciplined with money, because I believe that if you're not disciplined with it, it will escape you, right? It's escaped me for a long time until I got to be very, very, very much so in tune and careful and disciplined with the small amounts before I was able to graduate and get to the point where I now have access to larger amounts, right? So I hope this finds you well. Let me know, what are your thoughts? Let me know in the comment section. As you know, I wanna show you something really quickly. I always reward like some of the best comments here. It's gonna with I don't have my daughter took my some of the Amazon gift cards that I had there, but with some of the best comments, what we do is we have this amazing cash and prize giveaway. We're giving away like iPads, we're giving away MacBook Airs, we're giving away just some really cool things. Amazon gift cards that range in denomination from 25 to 500 bucks for, all right, and here's how you win. Here's how you enter to win. You go in, you either leave a comment or you subscribe to the channel where you're seeing this video. If you're hearing it on our podcast channel, go in and subscribe, leave a comment. You have to do both, subscribe and comment, and that will enter you in to win, or at least enter you in to win, like I said, some really cool prizes and some gift cards and things like that. Like I said, we've got the MacBooks and we've got some other stuff here. I'm gonna go over here in my wife's room. I'm not gonna put you on camera because I know she's about to get pissed if I put her on camera. But she's got this beautiful face, so we're gonna go say hi to her real quick. All right, look at that makeup room right there. Look what, Lord knows what goes on over there. All right, so go ahead, enter the win right now. Comment, subscribe to the page. Do what you have to do to make sure that you start practicing this rule that I just showed you, right? It's the 30% rule. Living off of 30% of what, or less of what you generate, and being able to discipline yourself to do that, all right? So enter to win right now by going in and commenting and subscribing to the channel, all right? And I'll see you on the inside. Bye, Colin.